What's up, guys? It's USA Specialist, and as we head towards the end of Season 6 and into Season 7, DICE has once again given us a player feedback form, so we can kind of consolidate our thoughts over the past couple months and drop it into a nice, neat, organized space, so DICE can hopefully act on it as we move forward into Season 7 in March. So guys, I'm going to go through these questions, I'm going to kind of have a little discussion about it. Drop your comments below, hit subscribe, and let's get into it. Would I recommend 2042 to a family or friend? I think at this point, 2042 is actually pretty great value when you consider how cheap it is, or how you can consider you get it through like Game Pass, stuff like that. So I actually do believe that 2042 in its current state is a valuable game. Like if you were to just pick up this game today, I think you'd have a great time. So in all honesty, yeah. But it doesn't scratch every itch. It's still missing a campaign. It's still kind of missing things like, you know, if somebody wanted a Battle Royale, or if they'd come from like Call of Duty and they're like, where's the Battle Royale? Where's the zombies? Where's the campaign? Those kind of things are going to hurt it. But as a game you can essentially get for free, I think it's pretty good. All right, now we're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of the survey. So let's hit it. I am definitely going to be playing the game in the next 30 days. Kind of a specific scenario, but whatever. All right, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with the following features in 2042? Progression system. I would say I'm very dissatisfied. Honestly, I think it does not reward players. It does not recognize players. It gives very little customization or expression, especially when you compare it to other EA games like Apex. It's pretty shocking how bare bones the progression system is once you make it out of this first 30, 50, maybe 100 levels. You don't earn guns, you don't earn cosmetics, you don't earn milestones. The progression system is one of the worst parts of this game. The variety of the weapons or the guns. I'm gonna say I'm pretty dissatisfied there, to be honest. Like, let's look back at games, even like Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, of course. Way more guns, way more customization, interesting variety. You got to see some of your favorite weapons, you know, everything from the M4 to the M16, the M416, the AEK, you know, Barrett 50s, you name it, they were in the game. We're kind of in this weird spot where it's like you have a very meta-focused set of weapons that are all unique, and I give them that, but, you know, I just want to play with a traditional, like, wooden AK. I want a traditional, you know, SOCOM M4. You know, I want these guns that like I grew up with and I care about and are still in military usage today. So I think it's lacking variety, and they're trying so hard to keep this very trimmed meta where they're not allowing players to have fun or variety. So matchmaking time. It's pretty good. At least in the American Northeast. Does not bother me. Same with matchmaking quality. Honestly, does not bother me in the American Northeast. Variety of the vehicles. I'm going to say somewhat dissatisfied. Same reason as the weapons. I think they boiled it down a little bit too much, trying too hard to make this like very meta-focused selection, and it kind of just takes away from the sandbox of Battlefield. Graphics. Honestly, on a 4090 and a Ryzen 9, the game looks very good after they did all the map updates and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with it. Look, I play Insurgency, I play older games sometimes. I think 2042 at this point on a high-end machine does look good. So, fight me. Size of the maps. Don't really care about the size. I think they have definitely gotten better since the 2.0 reworks. But size has never been my issue with the maps. It's the density, it's the structure of like lanes and buildings and cover that bothers me. The maps overall, because of that, I would say I'm somewhat dissatisfied. There are some gems, but like across the board, they're kind of open, they're boring, they're organic, they don't have a lane design. They're not great. Modern world setting. 100% would like to stick around in the modern world. That's kind of a topic I want to talk about in a different video, where I'd like to see Battlefield go next. but a modern game, especially after Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, I think is the right move. Destruction. We all know destruction in 2042 is a huge step down, especially since Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4. Class system. It's better. It's not exactly where it needs to be, so I'm going to kind of give it in the middle. I think they can definitely do better than that. The specialists kind of fucked up that whole thing, to be totally honest, but whatever. Menus and interface, as a designer, I think they have gotten a lot better. And if you ever want something interesting, go back and you can actually find the designer and like studio that made the UI and how cool the UI was supposed to look, but then like Frostbite couldn't handle it apparently. I think it looks pretty good. It works pretty well. There are definitely moments in game where UI is kind of like clipping into each other or over top, and it doesn't look good, and it's hard to read. And it's not necessarily the interface itself, but how you interact with it that can be a problem. So, 64 player matches. Yeah, I'm cool with 64 players. That's I wanted 128 to work. It ain't working. So I'm gonna say somewhat dissatisfied with 128. Natural disasters. I actually think they're cool, and I think they should stick around in some capacity, but a tornado on every single map is like not what we need. Like, think about Flood Zone from Battlefield 4, where that map would like flood and then you'd get boats. That was a super cool use of natural disasters. The tornadoes are kind of, I don't know, they're very specific, and all they do is like interrupt gameplay instead of actually change how you're interacting with the environment. So I'm gonna say I'm okay with those. Like, I'm somewhat satisfied, but they can definitely do better. But with how limited they are now, they don't bother me. The balance. I think the balance is actually in a pretty solid spot now. If they could stop nerfing Irish into the ground and they could figure out what they're doing with the VHX, I think it would be a lot better. There are some things that are weaker than they should be, I would say, but there's very rarely moments where something's like incredibly overpowered. So I think they've reduced the weapons, they've reduced the maps, they've reduced the vehicles that like they can't really mess it up. You know, there's only like 20 guns in the whole game, and you know they're all classified. So it's like we can't make it unbalanced if we try. Like, you'd have to go so far out of your way to make it not work. Specialists. I wanted specialists to work. I think they have potential to tell stories, to be characters, but they didn't do any of that. They threw out the campaign, they threw out the story, they threw out the writing. You know, you play your specialist based on what gadget they bring, and that's all that matters. Not their personality, not what they say, not how they act, not a campaign. So the specialists had potential, and DICE did nothing with them. So I'm disappointed in how they used them. Do I think they're totally ruining the game at this point? No. I think they're fine for the gameplay. They're okay. They're not ruining anything, but they're not great. The plus menu or in-game weapon customization is here nor there. I think it was in-game weapon customization, or like in-round, I guess you would say. You know what? I'm actually going to go down one. Weapon customization in general is very rough. They've reduced and reduced and reduced. They've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. However, those attachments do matter. They do look good. They do feel good. The plus menu is kind of just like a gimmick that's tacked on. That doesn't bother me all that much, in all honesty. So, you know, those things don't make or break for me. Squad play. Squad play has gotten better with the introduction of things like, you know, private squads, actually being able to squad manage, stuff like that. I really think a game that is going to be 128 player lobbies needs larger squads than 4, and I would like to see 5 or maybe even 6 going forward if we're going to keep these big player lobbies. So again, I'm not super happy with it. All right, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with each of the maps in Battlefield 2042? Ooh, let's see if I can match my map ranking. Breakaway, I think, is okay now. Redacted, I am very happy with. Discarded is still terrible. Kaleidoscope is like in the middle. Stranded, I like a lot. Orbital, I am like continuing to hate this map more and more. I know I ranked it at the dead center in my map rankings. I'm gonna go down because I think Orbital is actually terrible. Hourglass, terrible. Renewal, middle of the road. Flashpoint, I quite like. Spearhead, I quite like. Exposure, I quite don't like. Manifest, it's up there. Reclaimed, middle of the road. If not, I don't like it. So, I don't know. You can find me on those. I have all my maps ranked. I think Kaleidoscope is not that bad anymore, guys. So, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with each of the following modes when you play in Battlefield 2042? Conquest Small, very satisfied. Team Deathmatch, satisfied. Conquest Solo, I mean, AI modes, they don't even need to really be here, to be honest. Portal custom experiences, they're pretty much always not good, I'm going to be honest. Portal official ones are a little bit better than what the community makes. Breakthrough is fine. Conquest 128, I would pick pretty much every other mode over it. And it has its place. It's gotten better, but it's not great. Rush is pretty good. Breakthrough, solo AI, it doesn't matter. How did you hear about news and content updates for Season 6? Well, funny you ask. I make those videos. Through messages, gaming articles sometimes, friends or family sometimes, streamers and influencers, probably the best answer, and official channels. I don't know, you guys tell me. I would assume most people get their info either through the official Twitter or Instagram, and then like streamers and content creators. Like, I highly doubt you were talking to your family about 2042 news. So, from the below, what would motivate you to keep playing 2042 going forward? Ooh. I think skins and rewards for me, at least. I know some people don't care for it, but like if there's a better content progression system or a player progression system, they're rewarded more. I think that would definitely help. Limited time events have always been bad in this game, so that doesn't like make me want to get on more. Well, the game's kind of like already free for a lot of my friends. That doesn't really matter. A free pass, that doesn't really matter for me. Updates and patches, I think, definitely bring back the most players. Weapons and maps, for sure. So, don't really care about the limited time stuff. The game's pretty much already free. That doesn't matter. And then new weapons, new modes, new maps. I would say maps and weapons. The new modes are pretty much always a miss. I'm going to be totally honest. Except for like one or two of them. So, yeah, more content, more skins, like more things to earn, and more things that are added for free. 100%. What is most exciting about themed events in 2042 for you personally? The modes are never fun to play. Themed event gives me content I can enjoy. Themed event offers exclusive paid cosmetics I can buy in the store. That's exactly what excites me about these, is the fact I can spend more money. Come on, DICE. Yeah, exclusive free cosmetics. Exclusive rewards, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, the free earnables are it. Like, let's be honest, the game modes are not great. We don't care about the paid bundle. Themed offers, introducing new factions, stuff like that. Like, you guys, like, nobody here can tell me, like, what the Archangel directive even is, like, from a story standpoint. It doesn't matter. It never has, because they just like rewrite it every event is just like the same characters do a different thing and a different cosmetic. So it's all goofy. Themed event cosmetics and themed exclusive rewards are the only two reasons to care about the modes, the limited time modes or events. Let's be honest. How satisfied are you overall with the Battlefield 2042 Season 6 Battle Pass? Somewhat satisfied. Like, I think it's fine. I think it has good cosmetics in it. Nothing to write home about. It's just a Battle Pass. I do think there's a little bit too much bloat, as always. But, you know, Season 6 was pretty solid. Not my favorite. I think Season 4 was probably my favorite. But, no, you guys can tell me below. Season 6, Season 5, Season 4, what do you think was the best? How familiar are you with what is included in each of the following options to unlock premium? Yeah, I'm pretty... I mean, like, I know what the pack is. It says it on the store. Where did you hear, get informed about the options you have for a paid Battle Pass in Season 6 of Battlefield 2042? Pretty much the only place is in the game, in-game communication. That's, or, yeah, I would say like in-game stuff. That's pretty much it. I think that's the only place people are talking about, or it's shown. Like, people aren't talking about it on content creation or anything like that. So let's be honest. How would you describe the value for money of the Battlefield 2042 Season 2042 or Battlefield 2042 Season 6 Fast Track Pack as compared to its price? Again, not great value. I'm never gonna pay to fast track a Battle Pass unless it's like the very end. I'm gonna like buy some skips or something because I was like away. But I've never had to do that with Battlefield. With 2042, I have like played through all of the Battle Passes. I've tier 1'd 3 of them. So just terrible value, let's be honest. It just takes away gameplay. How satisfied are you with the rewards from free tiers in the Season 6 Battle Pass? I would say they're okay. Cosmetics are okay. Gadgets and weapons are good. I'm glad they're free. Battlefield coin, I think we should get a little bit more, let's be honest. What are the reasons for which you did not buy the Season 6 Battle Pass Ultimate Pack? Ugh. Yeah, I would say, like, it's not super appealing and it's not good value for money. Let's be honest. Like, if it gave me a lot more, or like, I don't know, I can't ever justify like paying that much money for a Battle Pass. Let's be honest. How likely are you to buy a Battle Pass Ultimate Pack in an upcoming season of Battlefield 2042? Definitely would not buy. I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to do it again. Have you made any premium, real money, or currency in-game purchases in 2042? Yes, I have bought... I think I've only opened my wallet once for this game, for a Falk cosmetic, I believe. And I've made other premium purchases, but with like earned in-game currency. So, yeah, I've definitely done it at least once. I would say it's getting where it needs to be. So I'd say the in-game cosmetic store has definitely improved. It has taken a long time to get where it should, to be totally honest. The amount of content, the quality of the content has taken months and months, and honestly, I didn't buy anything until recently. So, I mean, that kind of speaks to it. How likely are you to buy a cosmetics bundle from the 2042 in-game store in the current or upcoming season? I might or might not buy. Like, if there's something good that's good value and it looks cool, perhaps, especially if I'm earning Battlefield coin from the Battle Pass and whatnot, and that kind of brings down the price. But I'm never like, I'll check it, but like I said, I've only bought one or two things, maybe only one with real money. So, I don't know. It's not like I'm signing, like, I understand this is like what they have to do, but I'm not signing into their game being like, oh boy, where can I spend money? Like, you know, it's a goofy question for most of the player base, especially your hardcores who like tune into this and like were fans, and now you piss them off, and now you're asking how excited they are to spend more money. Like, come on, guys. From the below, what reasons prevented you from buying cosmetics in the Battlefield 2042 game store? I would say, yeah, there are not enough cosmetics for the gameplay item I want. I think that's true. I think weapons especially. Some of them are super stacked with a lot of cosmetics, and others get pretty much nothing. Items are too expensive. Sometimes I do think they're a little overpriced. And the aesthetics, yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Aesthetics were not at the level that I expected. Some things are really cool, some things are really crap. So, I don't know. I think if all the specialists kind of like all got the same art direction, like they all got like packs like across all the characters, I think that would add a lot of value, and that would make, you know, it doesn't matter what character I play, you know, because like I made jokes about this all the time where it's like Falk didn't get like a purple or gold tier skin in the Battle Pass until like season 3. So it's like, you know, it was like months and months of me playing Falk as a main, and I never got a cosmetic for her. Like, if you had offered more content for the character I played, I probably would have jumped on it, but it was just goofy. If you agree with it much more, select the button. Okay. I see myself as a gamer. Sure. I play video games when I have free time. Sure. I think that's anybody answering the survey. I like showing off my accomplishments in-game. Yes. Or wait, no, I'm going backwards. I get a lot of satisfaction from helping others in-game. Not really. I don't really care. I prefer video games with fantasy or sci-fi themes. No, please do not bring in fantasy or sci-fi themes. Jesus. Do not bring in fantasy themes to Battlefield. Please. Puzzles in games can feel boring. Sometimes. It depends on the game. Please don't bring that to Battlefield. I prefer video games that can have a story I can immerse myself in. Yes, please. Battlefield, make a campaign again. I tend to play games with a story. Most of the time, yeah. I prefer to play games that offer a big reward. Actually, no. I think like at this point, Battlefield and Insurgency Sandstorm are my most played games, and pretty much neither of those give me rewards at this point. So, rewards is not huge, but I would really, like, not huge for me now. I'm not playing those kind of games. But in the future, please have a better progression system, a story, and do not make fantasy or sci-fi themes, please. All right, same thing. Games let me have a different life than I really have. Not really. I can have fun without winning. Hell no. Competing is only one of the many things I do to play games. I play games mostly to compete. I play to compete. Come on. I want games that let me express my skills, express my personality. Skills, more so, for me personally. It's important to create my own characters and or story in game. It's important to feel an emotional connection to the game story. I'm going to say, I think it's more important to feel the game story. I still think having you as an individual character is nice, especially in like a game like Battlefield, but that game needs a story behind it. So I'm excited about making new in-game friends. No, I am much more excited about being the best in the game. Having fun in-game characters means finding creative ways to play. Having fun in-game means finding creative ways to play. Having fun in-game means performing well. A little bit of both, but I kind of lean towards performing well. I'm a little bit more about the scoreboard. I prefer games that focus on multiplayer experience. Yes. And the last question is left empty because even DICE cannot make their survey correctly. So, all right. All right, guys, that was a big survey. Lots of questions. DICE is obviously ramping up, trying to get feedback as they head into Season 7. Drop your thoughts below if you want to answer it yourself. It should pop up right when you enter the 2042 like main homepage. But otherwise, you know, like I said, drop those comments below. Tell me what you think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.